Welcome to Judges Training for Prose Interpretation. In prose interpretation, a student reads one prepared prose piece. In this piece, there may be dialogue, but most of the story is told by a narrator. Prose is a more subdued event than humorous interpretation and dramatic interpretation. Making the story, rather than the characters themselves come to life, is the focus of prose interpretation. In prose interpretation, recorded material or selections that are found on the internet but which are not printed and published are prohibited. Words and characters cannot be changed in a prose piece, but they can be cut. However, the performance must maintain the author's intent. At or near the beginning of the piece, the student will provide a brief introduction that gives the audience a better understanding of the selection and the name of the piece and the author's name. In prose interpretation, a manuscript is required. Students are allowed and encouraged to make eye contact with the audience, but they must make visual contact with the manuscript as though they were reading. Movement in prose interpretation is limited to natural gestures. Voice, pace, proper stress, and timing creates mood and meaning, not acting in prose interpretation. In this event, no time signals are given. You will, however, time the piece in order to provide the student with information about how long the piece took. The contestant has 10 minutes to present the selection and the introduction with a 30-second grace period. Do not interrupt the student if she goes over time, but do record that information on the critique sheet. If the student goes over the 10-minute time period and the 30-second grace period, then he cannot be ranked first in the round. When students enter the room, they will hand you a critique sheet, also known as a ballot. They should have completed the top portion of the critique sheet before handing it to you. As they present, you will offer them a critique by writing it on their ballot. Things that you may want to consider include their choice of selection. Are they interpreting the piece effectively? Is their pronunciation and enunciation good? How's the timing of their reading? Are they reading too fast or too slow? Are their postures and gestures effective in the piece? Are they poised as they read? Is their energy level effective, and are their vocal and facial expressions appropriate for the piece? In prose, the monotony of tone or pace and overemphasis or acting are to be avoided. The meaning and the mood of the piece should be conveyed. The audience should hear, understand, and feel what the author is trying to convey. When all the speakers are done, then your job as the judge begins. First, you will rank each speaker, first, second, third, etc. Once you've ranked each speaker, then you will score the speakers between 70 and 100, with 100 being best. If there is another judge in your section, work independently from that judge. Do not confer over rankings or scores. Fill the critique sheet out carefully, knowing that students are going to be looking at that critique sheet and trying to interpret what you said in order to improve their performance. Take all the completed materials to the tab room. Please don't discuss the results with anyone until after the tournament. Thank you for helping to judge our tournament today. The students really appreciate your time and energy. We hope you enjoy the experience.